players in SoCal. I think ranked number 2 on their power rankings. But Vinnie, I think a bit of a different kind of Sheik. We're going to see out of the gate he's immediately using needles, and one of the tools that Sheik really can make a great tool of is those needles. But MJG not afraid to go in there with those command grabs.
Yeah, this is really surprising to me, actually. I was expecting a bit more of a turtle style out of MJG, but he's taking this fight straight to face.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing 2 different types of play from villagers, really polarized, very keep out oriented or very aggressive, very pushing, and just trying to create options for yourselves. But with a character like Villager, I still find that there's a lot of potential that exists to just simply rush down your opponent and cover distance. There's lots of tools that you can use where you'll have the tree out, and at times you'll put that extra notch in there just in case you want to bring it down. But the ability to have Hatchet in your disposal is so powerful.
It can be so scary. Even there, that was one of the sneakiest tree chops I think I've seen in a minute. He still has that little piece of wood as well. A bit of a souvenir from a lost time.
And even what you could do is you have the tree out there as people are recovering back to the edge as ways for them to eat up parts of their active frames of their attacks too, which is an interesting kind of tactic that you'll see a lot of villagers do.
MJG, at a percent where he should definitely be worrying about those grabs, but Vinnie isn't even going to give it to him. I love that confirm. Going for those needles and confirming perfectly with that bouncing fish. Just an excellent way to go and avoid that 50-50 all together.
Excellent use of the rocket. It's important to be able to put the rocket in front of you and add before you start to approach. The idea of having a projectile, an active hitbox in front of you, allows you to approach people a lot more freely because you know they'll have to be in shield stun if they get hit, or they'll be in hit stun and allow you to combo even better.
And you notice that fair that Vinnie was able to do. Even though the Hydrate comes out quick, the hitbox for it doesn't actually start for a little bit. So Vinnie had plenty of time to wait and react and punish it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing command grabs coming out of MJG in this position. A lot of villagers like to go immediately for command grab, back throw out of it, and then either set up for positioning, or they just might get the immediate kill at that point.
I don't know, it just seems like it's just been all about Vinnie. MJG, though, demonstrating that Villager has a couple of options whenever it comes to dealing with some of Sheik's pressure. He was going for that nair. It worked once, but Vinnie with such an excellent perfect shield to follow up into that great air dodge read.
That was textbook. There's 2 options that generally happen. If they guess that you're going to not air dodge, they're going to go for the up air. If they guess you're going to air dodge, they're going to go for the vanish. That's the textbook mix-up.
He was putting on fire so much in the beginning of that game. And you notice that the one time that he hit the pause button, he was able to get that perfect shield. He was able to put his opponent in a pretty vulnerable position, and he was able to capitalize exactly when he needed to. Things like that is why this man was able to do so well at the previous PAX, and I'm really hoping we can see some similar results at this PAX as well. Game number 2, MJG on the battlefield here. He doesn't really have that many means of escape, though. Big damage coming out from Vinnie.
I'm curious to see what adjustments we'll be seeing. But Vinnie did a great job. You're absolutely right last game of covering options. That was excellent late hit nair into immediate grab. Sheik does such a good job, though, of really showing you how important it is to have moves that are positive. For instance, her nair, bear, and fair, all positive moves, and allow for the mix-up games to immediately happen right after. There you go. That's an exact example of what I'm talking about. The bear was interestingly spaced, but allowed for a follow-up immediately after.
I'm really looking to see what both of these players do whenever they have their opponents trapped onto these platforms, because that could potentially present a lot of opportunities to get some sneaky kills, especially for MJG. He can maybe do something like a short hop tournament. If it's a triple, oh yes, you can expect one of those nice KOs if the person start climbing up high enough.
Oh, excellent snap to ledge there. He was what Vinnie was doing is attempting to force a trump and then allow him to go in for the back air immediately after. But, oh my goodness, catching the roll. A full punish here. MJG has an opportunity has now opened up, and the closer you get towards that fair, the more knockback that comes with it. Another bowling ball trying to come in there and finish him off. But Vinnie holding it together.
Vinnie was just so fortunate there, escaping that second bowling ball. That would have certainly been the end of that stock. Still hanging in here. MJG coming out so strong, though, with these aerials. Continuing to pester Vinnie with an excellent tech, though. But again, eating up one of those fares.
Oh, interesting. So you saw that what MJG was trying to do was cover the option that Vinnie was trying to drop down into the center of the stage where safety was. But at this point, a reset situation. And now MJG with the finish off of that fair. He was close enough to take him, and the addition of Rage doesn't hurt either.
Just such a sneaky slingshot. He was down the entire game, but Vinnie answering back so quickly with that up air. Dead even as we cross just over the 4-minute mark of this game.
Interesting. That was that moment where neither one of them were like, oh, I don't really want to commit at this time. They were afraid that they were going to overextend. Wow, punishing on the roll-in a second time here.
Swish and flick from MJG. Continuing to go and just carry Vinnie off of the stage. That's where he's been getting a lot of damage. Whenever he's able to force Vinnie off stage, it's when he's trying to make a bit of a comeback. So you'll notice that with Sheik, the presence and the percentage really comes from the on-stage game. But I feel like for Villager, especially for MJG, he's making a lot more whenever Vinnie is actually recovering.
Nair out of shield is so important. It's such a great tool. And now he has Hatchet at his disposal. Ride the lightning, taking him into Vinnie. Oh, but the punishment. Great up air string. And then he gets positioning on top of the platform. This is a terrifying spot to be in.
Oh, great tech from MJG.
Oh,
Vinnie
he was
dropping down so nicely. Could have been a disastrous moment there. But both players able to make it back onto this stage. MJG trapped on that platform. Vinnie puts a little bit of pressure, then goes right back to center. He's understanding that he wants to stay on the stage as long as possible, but MJG, again, with a quick aerial, is able to get him back off.
Yet again, Wingardium Leviosa takes him off the top with the wand, but no! He's still living. Great DI.
Yeah, I was more of a Leviosaur instead of a Leviosa. It would have been enough to get him right off the top. But look at Vinnie, sweet spot up smash, carrying MJG to the heavens. He definitely studied. He took those private lessons with Hermione. Has no trouble making MJG float to the top.
He hit him with the rock. Oh.
Ooh. Oh, man.
I liked it. That was a really close one. That was a nail biter. And both of these guys just had great golden moments. I mean, MJG had great moments with slingshots 2 or 3 times throughout the sets. Awesome moments where they just called each other out so perfectly. I don't know, man. I still like Vinnie taking it at this point because he's just been showing such dominance throughout it. MJG just now starting to show signs of life. Now he's starting to contest a bit more. Maybe he's learned a bit, and I'm excited to see if he adjusts a bit more in this game 3.
So you can maybe come out on top. As expected, Vinnie opening up pretty strong. Sheik has an excellent early game, especially off of these grabs, so I'm expecting a nice amount of damage. Even though he wasn't able to follow up with the bouncing fish, still 38% for his troubles as MJG forced off of the stage. Again, with MJG, it's going to be all about getting Vinnie off stage, trying to keep him away as much as he can to take back some of this damage.
Now you notice that up until this point, Vinnie's been edge guarding using Nair primarily, because Nair covers quite a few options whenever people are using their get up from the ledge. But now Vinnie taking a little bit of a second instance, instead saying, I'm just going to react. I'm going to see what you do. I have 2 games up. I have life lead. I'm not in a hurry for anything. You are going to go eventually.
It was actually something Wobbles commented on whenever he started picking up Smash 4 is how helpless he feels whenever he's at the edge. So that makes complete sense. Whoa, what's that? A footstool into a downer? MJG.
Now we're starting to see the tech in the
He had my curiosity, and now he has my attention.
No, there's an excellent down tilt. Now, granted, with Sheik, if you catch them with the tipper of the down tilt, that leads to combo options such as those up airs or even those vanishes. Are you kidding me? He caught him a second time throughout this set where he just said, I know you're going to air dodge. Here's a vanish for your troubles.
You're completely right, Neptune. That's twice now that Vinnie was able to pick up on that air dodge and punish it with that vanish.
Wow!
Like we said, whenever he has his opponent on that platform, he loves utilizing those up airs because it can be just such a quick option that can pack some surprising knockback. Exactly, that patience.
The patience that he was just sitting there underneath them, continuously short hopping, not even pressing a button. That to me is a sign of a player who has complete control, who isn't just going through the motions.
He has that patience on offense, but on defense, he's so quick to pull the trigger on these air dodges, and Vinnie has really reaped the rewards because of it. 50% on MJG and counting. How much more punishment can this villager take?
Wow. Excellent job with the command grabs. And you saw for that moment that he was going to... There it is. That's what I was looking for. Excellent coverage. Know the roll was coming. Catches him with the wand and waves him off to the finish.
Now, that was so smart. Like you said, it cut off a lot of different tech options and just made it such a smart option from a positioning standpoint as well as an execution standpoint.
It was particularly a hard call on the roll, and he did a great job executing it. And I'm curious to see if what Vinnie's going to do instead at this position. He has percentage. He has stage control. I'm looking for, I wonder how he's going to edge guard in this situation. Yet again, Nair trying to cover, gets the option of him being tournament winner.
Vinnie does is very important. I want to see from MJG. He's been using a lot of these preemptive air dodges, and Vinnie has really done a lot to gain as much as possible from them. And seeing as this could very well be his winner's bracket stock, he cannot afford such mistakes. No air dodge that time, but look at Vinnie quickly swiping away with that forward air.
He's waiting. See, those moments where he just camped and shields, I think he was guessing get-up attack or something was coming onto the stage of as type of an option, but instead, you're just seeing the tournament winners. Ooh, this is interesting. Both of them have projectiles that they both can zone each other out with, but granted, Villager has quite a bit more. What MJG wants is just to build any percentage that he can get on Vinnie, because he's so glassy at this point. Vinnie sneezes on him, and he's gone. Wow.
That would have been a mighty sneeze right there. That man would have needed some clarity if he was able to hit him with that sneeze.
Oh, gosh.
Bowling ball. Such a scary, scary option. But MJG is still in such a scary, scary position. Almost 150%. This man is approaching maximum rage. It's going to give him plenty of knockback if he can find that read. But notice how patient Vinnie has been playing. He hasn't been overextending. He's been holding his ground, using a lot of these needles, and continually tacking on the percentage. The problem is that I'm worried that he's out of that range where we've seen Vinnie make a lot of capitalizations. The range where he can go for that 50-50. Those grabs might start to be a little bit more ineffective. He might not have the same follow-ups, but that's why he's going for these fairs, because he understands that. And he knows that if he can have a well-placed fair, it could be enough to take the stock.
But here, the back air, well-spaced, well-placed. A bit too far on the grenade, and here, this is the important one. That's one of them. That's positioning. He's going to be able to come back down here. Is he going to cut him off here? There's the Nair, drops down. No, well, good job of fading back. Even then, if he could have caught him on the shield, he would have been positive and had a follow-up immediately after.
Vinnie understands that he wasn't able to get a follow-up there. That's why you saw him just charge those needles. Kind of challenge that edge as much as he can. MJG. We're getting down near to that final minute of this game, and MJG is still holding on to this stock. Vinnie,
gosh,
even though he has a really great lead, I don't see him necessarily in the best position to win this game either. All MJG needs is one really, really good option. Vinnie trying to go for the grab release into the fair, but MJG, you notice that he put up that shield so quickly. He knows what Vinnie is looking for, and he just seems to have the right answers to contest that.
I was just on the tip of the shield of the bowling ball. If he makes a hard read in neutral from bouncing fish, I would lose my mind. That would be such the hardest call. And to look for the release here, because he knows that if he does a throw, he'll put him too far up away from him that he cannot follow up.
We're down to the final minute. MJG, it's going to be about the kill. He gets the back throw.
He's so good.
This is a lot of positioning.
This was a great, that was a great idea. If he had done some sort of an action, he would have been stuck in active frames. He's still living here, though.
40 seconds left in this game, and MJG hanging on for dear life at 200%, but
he got him!
Tilt.
So he was perfect placement. He covered two options there. He simply reacted. He was thinking, well, rather, he put himself in a position where he was guessing either he's going to stay directly in front of me and do normal get-up, and I'll catch him with F-tilt towards him. Or I'm going to see him come behind me, I'm going to F-tilt, and I'm going to get that result right there.
That's right. He covers one